Come here. Welcome to the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, live every Sunday on Leicester Fan TV. Come on, you Foxes. Good morning, Foxes. How the devil are you? How's your weekend been so far? At least the weekend hasn't been ruined by the football, because there isn't any. But welcome to the original Leicester City Sunday morning football show. You know what day it is. It's Sunday. It's 9:30 a.m. It's time for the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by us fans in here, for you fans out there. And you know what? Your opinion really matters. So get them comments in. Let's get going. It's kickoff time. Big announcement in a bit. Come on, you Foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.
Morning all. Tony, 70 days till kickoff next season and the silence is deafening. Yeah, I didn't realise it was 70 days till kickoff. I know it's June the 26th of fixtures, which is the next important date, but we'll just have to wait and see. Morning, Mary. How are you? Morning, Mirko, my Dutch fox. We shall see you soon, pal, in Alcudia. August time, wasn't it, I think? Morning, Chris. How are you? Morning, Neil. How are you? How's it going? Adrian, how are you? Neil, Chris, everyone, absolutely great morning. Andrew, thanks for joining. Morning, Aggie. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Aggie? No football for 70-odd days, 11 weeks. What are you going to do? Too many mornings to come on. Morning, Dan. How are you? Let's bring Reedy in, my right-hand man. How are you, Reedy? How are you, pal? Are you good?
I'm good. Nice to have a bit of a weekend off from the football, isn't it?
That you haven't got to worry about anything. Well, it's more than a weekend off, isn't it? It's
but it's the first weekend without any football related stuff, so nice to have a week off for once.
Great. No, medium or down. I haven't got a lot of room for your size shirt, so anything medium or down is fine. It's unbelievable. Yes, Neil, it's unbelievable that there's been absolutely no news from the club. What is going on? Reedy, what is going on? You've had your ear to the ground the last week. What is going on?
Absolutely nothing, mate. Again, there's all these rumours going on, all this happening, but no concrete evidence, is it? Again, we thought it was Russell Martin last week. Now, apparently, it's not going to be him. It's going to be someone else, but I'm not sure. Again, Rude still doesn't know what he's doing. In my eyes, you just crack on with your work if you don't know what's happening. But other than that, you just got to wait and see, because right now, this is Leicester City, isn't it? It's just absolutely shambles.
It is, like Tony was saying, that the silence is deafening. We've heard a couple of things so far this week, haven't we? That Bowen Naughty, he said his goodbyes. What were your thoughts on Bowen Naughty this season? Did he impress you? What did you think to him? Because I thought under Cooper, I thought he was fantastic and absolutely outstanding. And then Rude came in and he hardly played it.
Buonanotte for me was a bit different. Yes, he was very good at the start of the season, but we didn't see much of El Canouse. And I think that was the message between who was the better player in that attacking role. And I think over the season, El Canouse probably proved it more. And I think when we saw Buonanotte come on or have an appearance under Rude, I felt like maybe he wasn't as good as what we saw El Canouse can be. Because at the start of the season, we were saying that, Buonanotte was definitely the one we should have gone for over El Canouse, because when El Canouse took his debut against Everton, he was shocking. But over the season, I would probably say we did buy the right one. Again, we can't buy Buonanotte, but I'm glad we've got El Canus to keep or to sell on than let him go and not have any money for him. So, but Buonanotte, yeah, he was decent. I think the quality's there. I think just because he's so young and he's only not, 18, 19, you can see there was areas he needs to improve on. His strength is maybe a bit more selfishness in a way of maybe passing the ball a bit more. But yeah, don't get me wrong, a good loan spell for him. And like I said, the goal against the Forest, he obviously tried to show his name off a bit in the cameras to try and get Brighton to want to play him next season.
Oh yeah. Also, he said his goodbyes. Another one that said his goodbyes was Edouard, but I think he said his goodbyes before Christmas, didn't he? He's been a little bit AWOL, hasn't he? We haven't seen him for, I don't know, I think he's played 6 minutes, I think, for Ruud van Nistelrooy.
I don't think he's even played for Ruud van Nistelrooy, if I'm mistaken. I think he's played 26 minutes in total in the Premier League, and yeah, it was probably the worst loan signing in the Premier League history, in my opinion. Or it might even be a fact that it is, because you can't have a player come in on £90,000 a week and play 26 minutes of football in the league. So, yeah, like you said, I didn't see his goodbye, but I don't know why he's saying goodbye, because he didn't have anything to do to say hello, really.
There wasn't a goodbye. There wasn't. I was joking.
I'm just saying that he didn't even say hello, really, did he? So he just came in and went, I'll play 26 minutes and I'll make, 9 mil just by sitting on the bench. Or not even on the bench.
The three others that have definitely left that are leaving as well. Danny Ward got a bit of stick. Got a bit of a stick now and again, didn't he?
Finally gone.
The other keeper, Daniel Everson, who I found out yesterday has signed for Preston. He's gone to Preston. Okay. Which is, I think, good news for him because he had a decent low spell there. And I think enough's been said about this guy, hasn't it? We don't really need to talk to him. Well, I'd love to talk to him, but I don't think we need to talk about him because loads has been said about him, hasn't it? Absolutely loads. Everyone spoke nothing but good about him, really, haven't they, Reader?
Yeah, again, I think, like a lot of people said, I think the club were trying to cover over the relegation with a lot of Vardy stuff, and I think now it's got to the point now he's left, officially left and whatnot. I don't think, as much as we can remember him at Leicester, there's no point keep talking about him, in my opinion. Yes, he's never going to be forgotten, but right now it's about moving on and trying to look forward with everything that's crap going on at Leicester City. But again, move on. Hopefully we can try and find a replacement for him and see what we can do.
I mean, like Neil said, so many things in limbo. Where do you start with so little time? Surely we have to confirm a new manager situation. I think I'd have added an F in that one, actually. But yes, ASAFP. That's what I would have said. A lot of Rudkin out chants. Was there really? Oh, no, you didn't go, did you? You were armchair fan that day, weren't you? You weren't with Aggie that day, were you?
No, I wasn't there.
And then also as well, there was news on the old Insta, so it must be true if it's on Insta. Ricky P.
I did see that, yeah.
Possibly, he's got 1 year left on his contract. I was a bit surprised he signed a new contract 4 years ago, 3 years ago, was it? It was 5 years altogether, something like that. I can't remember. But I was a bit surprised that he actually signed a new one back then because of his injury. And he's been a bit injury prone again since then, hasn't he? And
yeah,
he goes, or will he? I don't know. It's a tough one, but it's something like Ricky P is going to be on a decent wedge, isn't he? So he's got to have, and that's money. That's saving money, which is what we need. But on the other hand, Ricky P in the Championship would be. He showed last year is a decent acquisition in the Championship, isn't he?
The one thing I can say about Ricardo Pereira is, first of all, through the last 5 to 10 years, he's probably been one of my favourite players because of his quality and how, when we first signed him, he was very, very highly rated, and Leicester somehow got him in that sort of situation when we weren't even that good at that time. But Pereira, he's probably one of the most professional, quality players you could have in a club. Again, when he's been injured, he's never moaned at when he's not been able to get back in within the team or whatnot. When he's found his way back into the team, he's done quality. He's still looking good now when he can play. And for me, if he wants to go because he wants to try and find a better situation or a better club to go to, fair enough, because he's been here, 7, 8 years, if I'm not mistaken, maybe
Something
less.
like that. I can't remember the
But
exact
he's
timing.
done quality for us. Again, the year we came up 2 years ago, last year, he was quality. He was one big reason why we did come up. So
And this
as
year,
much as we're back down,
when Cooper played him this year, he was useless in the trying to play the same position. And then I don't think he's proved his point this year in the Premiership. Yes, when he's come in, he's been all right, but he's not like his best, unfortunately.
I'd say his style has changed a lot recently because again, before Enzo Maresca came in the Championship, he was still playing more of a right back than anything else. But since Enzo Maresca came in, and then the other two managers, he has found his spot more in a midfielder role, but coming back into the inverted role as well. So, but again, because he's that sort of player, he can adapt. He can do stuff. He wasn't an inverting fullback when he first came in. He was just a right back who was quality as a right back. But that's the best thing about certain players like him. He can adapt and change his play style to what he's needed. And last season showed how quality was playing in a midfielder role as a defender.
So, like Matthew said, hopefully this. I think he's on about incomings. Hopefully, a consistent goal scorer, especially with a 12-point deduction potentially on the horizon. We're going to need extra goals next season. On that points deduction, I've heard anywhere from 0 to 20. So it could be. I totally agree. I think we're going to get them. I don't think it's just going to be 12, but it's anywhere. And we do need to start scoring goals to get them wins, or else we're going to be up the creek without a paddle completely.
Yeah, I have heard it's 12 minimum, but is Nick DeMarco going to try and swish us out of this one as well? I don't know. There's a chance because he's done it before. Can he do it again? I don't know. I probably don't think so. I think it will be a point deduction of some kind. I just hope that it's not too damaging in a way of making us sure that we're not going to get anywhere close to at least playoffs. Because again, I don't even if with a point deduction, I think the best you'll get is playoffs. But you never know. If it's like 6 points, maybe so. But if it's more than 12, I honestly think it's going to be a very hard challenge to even get into playoffs.
I mean, just going on to next season. There was a comment here about next season. Yes, yeah, Greg. Let's not go on that point. That's a very muted point. That's a whole another show. That is. There was a comment here. Here we go. Leon Tebbett. Predictions for where we'll finish next season. I'm going for 7th or 8th spot. That's just outside the playoffs. Way before your time, reader, Alan Hansen came up with, you can't win anything with youngsters. That's my Scottish accent. There were 7 academy players on the bench. Oh, in the match day squad, sorry. On against Bournemouth. Do we go with youngsters? Do we throw them in? Go for shit or bust? I don't know. Or do we go? This is a conversation that I like to see. I'd rather see youngsters giving it a go and actually wanting to wear the shirt than some mercenary coming in, being paid 50 grand or so a week and not really knowing much about the club.
Yeah.
So
I think
what would you...
I was very on the reserved side of doing that. Again, I don't want to play in all the youngsters. There's certain players that I would go, yeah, good enough for the Championship. Let's go for it. Like a Ben Nelson, you know he's done it before. Chowdhury, you know he's done it. I know Chowdhury's getting a bit older now, but there's the likes of Mongo and whatnot. I probably wouldn't shove them straight in. But then, looking at the game last night, if you watched it or not,
yeah,
the Champions League final, it just showed what the difference. I'm not saying we are anywhere near PSG.
PSG, absolutely fantastic.
I'm just saying youngsters versus a more established age team just shows the difference. You could see the quality, the level, the skills, all that. And maybe I'm not saying we're anywhere near that level because we're nowhere near the Champions League, but I'm saying that the youngster side of things, I think the oldest there was only one older player that was 30 in that team with PSG last night. No, that was the centre back. The goalkeeper was 26. But our team, if we didn't have the likes of AU in there, now Vardy's gone, that's aged down a bit. I think we would have a bit younger squad now, just with Vardy going, because the overall age rate of our team would be probably about 5 years less because he's in the club.
Well,
so
Andy Media said this is a cracking point. How do youngsters get experience if they don't play? Well, back in our day, Andy, I know everyone keeps calling me a bloody dinosaur and an old fossil and old school and stuff. But back in our day, if you were good enough, if you were good enough,
You're old enough. Yeah.
That's why we should be playing more of the youngsters. Give them a go. Instead of 10 minutes here, 5, they can't do anything. Give them a go. That's where they get experience. You'd have never seen Gary Lineker. You'd have never seen Andy Peake playing all the games. You'd have never seen Julian Joachim playing all the games. You'd have never seen... there's loads on them, but I can't think off the top of my head. You've got to go and give them youngsters a go.
I would definitely...
Emil Heskey, if you didn't give him a go, you'd have never got to see him.
I would say that the likes of Monger and Evans and all that should be given a chance in the Championship. Again, there's an easier way in against Championship sides over the Premier League sides. But I will say the likes of Fatwa and Mavadidi, who are a bit older. Oh, sorry, Fatwa isn't, but them two, I think, would be the first two in the lineups in the Championship. But using the likes of Monger, if you are 1 or 2-0 up, to try and go and get the extra goal or whatnot, fair enough. I'm not maybe some games where Fatwa has played the last 3 or 4 games in a row, you do stick a Monger in there because he's younger, but he's got the same sort of style to him. So I agree, you got to use the youngsters, but I wouldn't just stick the whole team of youngsters in. Again, you'd still need some sort of level of experience in there.
Aggie, I was going to say his name, Dave Buchanan, because correct me if I'm wrong, he was a better prospect than Gary Lineker, but he never worked for him. He got injured or something. But let me know. I'm sure that he was a better prospect than Gary Lineker, but you've probably never heard of him, Reader. You haven't. You're far too.
I've heard the name. I don't know who he is.
Have you? Wow. Yeah, I'm not going back that far. Alan Smith-Gray wasn't in the academy, unfortunately, but he was still a young lad when he was here. But yeah, I still think we ought to be giving the youngsters a chance. Like you say, you've got Monga, you've got Evans, Aluku,
Ben Nelson.
Ben Nelson as well. Who did you just say?
I said Ben Nelson-ish because, again, he's probably a bit older than the other ones. But
well, he's only 21, 22.
Yeah, but the likes of Monga and Evans is 16. He obviously, I'm guessing
you've got to give him a go. You've got to give him a go. That's what I'm saying. Why there's so many on here and we're halfway through the show, I just thought I'd let you know. I was going to wait till the very end, but I'll say now, Reedy will be taking over the Aftermath show for the next 3 months because I'm so busy at work. This is my last show.
He's not leaving. He's not leaving.
No, Reedy, I wanted to see what the comments. I wanted to see what other people's comments were going to be. So this is going to be my last show for at least 3 months, maybe 4 months due to work. So please watch Reedy instead of me and give him as much stick as you've all given me. It's been absolutely fantastic, but I've never done it before. I need a break this summer because we're just so busy at the bar. So you've got to give Reedy loads of stick. Everyone, I'll put Reedy's phone number up on the screen in a minute so you can keep WhatsApping him like you keep WhatsApping me after the show and give him loads of stick. No, I won't, Reedy. You're all right. I won't do that. But yeah, so I'll be off for at least... I'll have 3 months off of watching the Sunday morning. Well, I just thought I'd better tell everyone because if I didn't turn up, there'd be certain people spreading rumours about that I've had a fallout with Phil. I've had a fallout with Reedy. Me and Reedy never fall out, do we, Reedy? Never, ever. Do we ever
Debatable. Debatable.
Never, ever have a crossword, do we? If I had a crossword, Reedy would never get any sweets anymore when I come back. But yeah, so for the next at least 3 or 4 months, I won't be here. I will be, but I won't be, if you know what I mean. But Reedy will be doing it for the next 4 months. Anyway, are you getting the Leicester job? I could give them a bloody good kick up the arse, that's for certain. I'll be watching him on the away bus. I think he'll be doing. Yeah, you'd have to do it live from the bus, Reedy. Sometimes could be bound to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dakar Vestergaard appreciation show. Jamie transferred. No, I'm definitely not transferred. That is one thing for sure. I'm all or nothing. I'm not like everyone else. I'm all or nothing. Let's put it like that. There's no way I'm getting no one could afford me anyway. No one could afford me. I'd cost too much. Reedy has become another Bradley Walsh on everything. That's because you did the Monday night show, wasn't it?
Mate, I'm basically the manager right now, taking over everyone's show.
You're like Anton Deck rolled into one. You just appear on absolutely everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get back to football. But yeah, it's I've lost my thread now. Yeah, we'll talk about youngsters, won't we? Yeah, I still would rather prefer the youngsters coming on and doing their stuff. We've had plenty of youngsters over the years that have come into the team and worked their way into the team. I think it's brilliant. We've got such a good academy, and we're saying these players are meant to be brilliant. And Will Alves, forgot Will Alves.
I think the only way you'd see someone like Will Alves enter the team is if Alcudia did leave. And again, that might be a situation where he does. I think it's a 50-50 whether he does or not, depending on his position and how much he wants to stay or how much he wants to get a new move. But again, I think Will Alves could be a thing. But again, I don't think I've seen too much of him to be like, wow, he's that sort of level. And I don't think he did too much for Cardiff when he went there either. So
There was quite a few Cardiff that. There was quite a few Cardiff fans that have been into the bar, and they were quite impressed with him.
yeah.
So because coming into the bar, you see people from all walks of life and all teams, and I asked him, "Oh, how's he doing it?" And they have said this was only like 3 or 4 weeks into his tenure there, but they were quite impressed with him. I used good, yeah. But did you see the sitter he missed the other day? He missed an absolutely sitter as well. But he does score for Ghana. He's quite good for Ghana. Brad Young, I'm not sure. You see the goalkeeping situation. Here we go. We haven't talked about the goalkeeping situation. We've still got Mads here, haven't we?
Yeah.
He's still here. But would you have Hermanusson or Jacob in goal next year when Mads gets back fit? What would you do? How would you play it? Would you keep Jacob in? I'm not sure. And Reedy, we haven't got a picture for Jacob in here. You need to change that.
Have we not?
No, it doesn't matter. Forget that. Can't do it now. It's too late now. But how would you go? Everyone in the comments, would you keep? Because I don't know about you, Reedy, but I felt a bit more comfortable with Jacob in goal than I have Mads in goal.
True. And I will tell you now, next season, I don't care if both of them are still in the club. For me, Jakub Stolarczyk is the one in goal. Because for me, this season, when times have got tough and we needed to get points, he is the one that's actually done it. I know he's not been saving loads of shots in the games we've won or whatnot, but for me, Hermanson, I wouldn't say has fell off a cliff, but since his injury, he has not been to the level that we've seen him before. Again, he came in last season, he did well. He knows how to play with his feet and whatnot, but the difference was when we needed points and we decided to switch the keeper out, we started getting points. And again, I'm not going to say that it was Hermanson's fault for a lot of the goals that we conceded in the Premier League, but the mentality shifted in a way of once you got a new keeper in, the goals stopped kind of leaking out. So for me, I don't mind selling Hermanson. I really don't. Even if it's 20 million and not 30 million, I would take it. Just going to get some money back in because we've got a great second goalkeeper. So use him. Honestly, use him. I think Stolisic would be a great starter next year.
I would. Oh, here's another one. Juan Martial. He was on loan in somewhere in Holland, wasn't he? I can't remember. And he looked all right last year, didn't he?
Whoever it was.
He looked all right last year.
That's another one, a youngster, yeah. He started early in the season last year. He was quite good. But then obviously he didn't get anywhere near the team after the first few months. So
yeah, because then Fatawu and Mavadivi started taking over and the confidence. See, there's 2 more players that we haven't spoke about for next year. Fatawu and Mavadivi. Are both of them going to be still here next year, or are we going to try and make money on them? I know we probably won't make a lot of money on them, but it's wages and it's money in the books.
I would 1000%. I wouldn't say 1000% like agree, but I'd say that there's a chance they'd go, but I have a very high possibility they won't. I honestly feel like both of them are safe at Leicester. I don't think they're probably to the level of the Premier League right now or any other league in the top flight. So Mavididi, well, again, probably one of the best wingers in the league last year. Fatawu, same again, youngster. He could. I've said that he could. Abdul Fattah could be in the next couple of years playing for the likes of Man City or Liverpool or something like that, because he's that sort of player that you need in a club And for me, he's the closest. And I'm not saying this in the lightest fashion because it's hard to compete with someone like Mahrez. But he's the best winger we've got replaced with Mahrez in a while. I mean, it's annoying to see that we couldn't see him in the Premier League at all last year, really.
Yeah, Derek's asked a question. What fees would you be happy with for Hermansen and Elkanous if they were sold? I mean, Hermansen was bought for quite a low fee, wasn't he? If I remember rightly. It wasn't.
8.
Yeah, it was bought for less than 10. And Elkanous was 30?
25. But 20
that?
million euro, 25 million euros, but it's about 20 million.
Yeah. So you've got to make money on it, haven't you? I mean, Hermansen was touted at 40 million, wasn't it? Something like that.
That was earlier in the season, yeah.
That's a decent profit margin. What, 30 odd million you can make? Whether there's a sell-on fee, I don't know. But Hermansen, Elkanous, I'm not sure you'd get much more than what you sold him for because he's only had one season in the Premiership and he's still an unproven talent. As much as I would want to sell him for 50, 60 million, we're not going to get that. I still think you'd only sell him for 25 million, maybe 20 million at the most.
See, and this is where I do feel like Elkanous staying for one more year would probably be better for his career and show him what he's got. Because when you look better in a Championship team, you get more attraction to you. Like the likes of Schmodix when he was at Blackburn or Grealish when he was at Villa when he was in the Championship. Again, you've got bigger views on him when you're a bigger player in a smaller club in the Championship than you are an okay player in the Premier League. So for one more year, I think if he does well if he does stay, I think you could easily get him gone for 40, 50 million. But now, I think you just take how much you got him for.
Like Craig says, take 20 million for Mads. Yeah, that's still 10, 12 million.
I'd say that's easy enough. Again, we've got a player who can take his place. For me, I don't really mind how much, as long as we get some money for him.
Morning, boss. I can't see many teams Elkanous stage would pay more than 20 million. He shows promise, but gives the ball. Yeah, I still think he's not good enough yet for another season in the Premier League. A season in the Championship to toughen himself up a bit. I think that would be perfect. Same as what Fata was. We all thought Fata was going to be outstanding. He never got a chance. Another season in the Championship to build himself up and get his confidence going. Yeah, I see that as well. Fatwa said he's staying. So, yeah, let's hope so. Sell Mads. The boss says sell Mads. That's fine. Yeah, but as long as we make some half-decent money on him, really. We're on a 20, 25 million at least. I don't know whether they've all got sell-on clauses. But have you got any questions for your adoring fans for the next few weeks, Reader, that you want to answer it? See if the fans can answer a question for you today.
The one question I will ask, and this is kind of an overall question for next season, and like kind of looking forward to next season, and this is: what point do we stop thinking about what's happening now and move on to what's happening going into next season? Because again, transfer window is opening soon, if I'm not mistaken. Today, there you go. And
for 10 days.
Sorry?
For 10 days.
Okay, well, either way, I'm just saying, is this the point now where we need to stop thinking who's going to be the new manager? I know it's a big talking point, but the longer it goes on, we might not get rid of Rude or let Rude know by July. So we need to look into what's going to happen next season. What players are we bringing in? What players are we leaving? We need to sort. Again, yes, maybe so. What I'm saying is, when do we start looking forward to the next year instead of going, why are things not sorted now? Because it is getting to be a bit of a boring topic in a way of saying what's happening with the manager, because we need to know, but we need to look forward and go, who's going, who's staying, who we bringing in, what do we need?
There's one question I've just thought of. It's been my last question for a while now. When does the financial year end, football-wise?
I think it's July 1st.
Or is it end of June?
I think it's July 1st.
July 1st?
I think it's July 1st.
I'm just wondering when the financial year ends, that's all. I'm not, like I say, I'm no mathematician, I'm no accountant. I pay my accountant to do all my name. I'm not Jimmy Carr. I make sure everything's paid off. So
it might be June 31st, because obviously then it goes into July 1st. But
yeah, but it's just because not so long ago, we were able to defer our accounting by a month. So I'm not sure what that. And Patrick. Oh, so everyone's going end of this month then, end of June.
Yeah.
So you were right. Yeah. So it's the end of June, 1st of July. Right. Okay then. Whether we can't wait that long, can we? We can't wait that long.
Not for the new manager, no. It either needs to be sorted. For me, it needs to either be Rude sacked, and then even if it takes 30 days to get a new manager in, as in to find who the right man is, maybe so. But you've got to get something changed now. Or like you can't be waiting until July, because that for me is like 1 month away until the season starts. It's just not good enough.
We need a statement from the club clarifying the manager situation and the future of the club. Yes, Adrian. Yes, we do. And also, they're very quick at. They've already taken the first payments out for the season tickets on the direct debits. When they want something, they're pretty damn quick at taking it. But when something needs to be given to the fans, boy, are they slow. But that's just me. Really, 31st of June. There's only 30 days in July. Someone's just put you out.
Don't ask me about days. I ain't got a clue. I don't know what
Nor
months
me.
or what days.
Nor me. You just say the last day of June.
Yeah, okay. So
That's the best way. That's the best way of getting it. Let's get some friendlies sorted. There isn't anything in the pipeline yet, as it suppose you've got to wait for a new manager. The silence is deafening from the club. Yes, it is. I totally agree. Right then, lads and lasses, much appreciated. That's me done for today. Like I say, I'm not here now for the next 3 or 4 months. I've never done this before, so I don't know how it's going to work. I know Reedy's going to be fine doing it. Whether he gets up on time is another thing. I might have to set his alarm for him or message him. But yeah, I'm not going to be here for the next 3 or 4 months just because of work. So don't, other than any other rumours you hear, it's because of work. Whatever you hear out in the wonderful internet world, no, I'm definitely not a part-timer. Reedy, will you be going Wrexham this year to find out where it is?
Yeah. I've not been before, though.
You've not been before, rightio. But yeah, Reedy, it's been a privilege. Armchair host, yes. Reedy, it's been a privilege. And keep my seat. Has the chat page gone?
Not that I know of, no.
No, not that I know of. No, Adam, I don't think it is. Oh, because you can't stream on there, can you?
No, you can't. The group pages can't be streamed to.
Facebook's changed the algorithm and whatever you call it. Reedy knows more about it. So it's either on YouTube, Twitter, or the Leicester Fan TV Facebook page, isn't it?
Yeah, Leicester Fan TV page, YouTube and Twitter.
Yeah,
and LinkedIn, but
yeah, you can't go. It doesn't stream onto the Leicester chat page now, does it?
Doesn't. Well, yeah, you can't. You can't go to the groups.
Yeah, you'll have to subscribe to YouTube. It's a bit better streaming on YouTube anyway. All right then, Reedy, like I say, it's been a privilege. And cheers, yes, thank you.
Bye, farewell.
So long, Auf Wiedersehen. Adieu to you and you and you. Goodbye. Something like that was actually it, wasn't it?
I think so. I ain't got a clue.
I think that was actually it. How do I know that? I've never even watched it before. I really haven't. Did you? Oh. Not normally on there. Anyway, Reedy, we shall speak to you again soon, mate.
Yeah, adios.
No, I might be a bit tubby, but no, I'm not that tubby, unfortunately. I'm trying to lose the weight. But anyway, I'm just getting some... Does Reedy have a first name? Yes, Reedy has a first name. It's the same as my name. So there's always going to be a Jamie here. Always a Jamie. Only one Jamie for the next few months. Right then. We shall speak to you later, Reedy. Be good, pal. Have fun.
Yep, no worries. See you in a bit.
See you later. Right then, lads and lasses. Much appreciated. Absolutely fantastic for you lot getting out of your pit for all these years. And I've never had to take a break before. But work is mental. Work is absolutely mental. So I'll be back soon. Not sure when. Soon. Not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. But on the last note, on my last show, some homework for you out there, please. Like I always ask you at the very end, just like and share whatever you're watching on. Whatever platform, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or sorry, not Twitter, it's X now, isn't it? Just go and hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow, whatever. Make it really big for us. It's much appreciated. There goes the final whistle for the last time. Ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye, and hopefully the very last time I ever say this. Told Spain. Come on, you foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.